Live from the internet and recorded on April 11th, 2018. This is the Crystal Chronicles, your Dissidia official and unofficial Opera Omnia podcast, the Crystal Chronicles. This is episode 5 of season 2. My name is Pierre and I'm joined by my co-host, Mark. Hey Mark, how's it going?
Hey Pierre, hey all you Dissidia Opera Omnias. We gotta have a better tag than that.
Yeah,
FFRK
Record Keeper was kind of good.
Record Keepers, FFRKers, kind of rolled off the tongue. I don't.
Yeah, Opera Omniers.
Opera goers. No, I don't know.
Dissidiers.
Tweet us your best hashtag, whatever we want to call you. How's everybody doing? I think that's the bottom line.
That's what you've been trying to say.
We've had a good week so far in Dissidia.
See Fastcard on Twitch got something. He says Dissidians.
Dissidians. That sounds like a race from Tolkien or
or the good Dissidians with the yeah.
It's a type of elf. Yes. Very good.
So, how was your week?
Pretty good. Still kicking.
We were talking
busy.
pre-show about the Millennium Falcon you're building finally, being a done thing or almost there.
Yep, just got I have the two antenna dishes and the radar dishes, one for Empire Strikes Back and one for The Force Awakens. It has both. And the dorsal quad cannon attachment needs to go on, so dorsal, that's right, the top of the ship, right? So, yeah. So then we're pretty done, and I just got to take some pictures with some various minifigs and share it to the internets.
Yeah, because you said you had the whole crew ready. I think you got minifigs. Yeah.
So it comes with a pretty good chunk of minifigs, but it doesn't come with everybody. The Death Star, they have a big Lego Death Star that's much cheaper than the Millennium Falcon, and it comes with 16 minifigs. This one comes with, 6 or 7, which is still nice, but so I had to buy a couple extra, like R2-D2.
I saw the big black Lego box that this came in on your Facebook account. I even though you said it, I hadn't realized how freaking huge it was.
That's big. Yeah, it's almost 3 feet long, so.
That's crazy.
It's large.
Yeah. Well, on my end, I'm still playing, Dissidia, of course, but Sea of Thieves. Haven't got bored with that yet. I actually started playing with my son, which is...
oh, that's great.
Super great. It's a fun game to play. Even if it's a bit repetitive, and Rare is getting some flax on that, but you know what? It's a fun game. Just don't take it too seriously. Don't get too frustrated. Every time you get some pirates sinking your ship and ruining 2 hours of playtime. That happened a few times, but
I can see that.
It's a fun game. Speaking of fun games, at Crystal Chronicles, we're big old sentimental, so we remember our roots. And the first game that we talked about for almost, or actually 60-something episodes was Final Fantasy Record Keeper. And reason I bring it up this week is that I every once in a while I'll log in the game and see what's going on. And they've got a third anniversary event going on, and they're giving gift and mithril left and right. So if that's your thing, you might want to log in and take this opportunity to get all of your gifts and mithrils and orbs and materials and all of that. And they've got third anniversary relic draws going on. They've got this is kind of weird. It's the third anniversary 33 relic draw, and it's free.
Oh yeah, the free one. Yeah. Well, I pulled on that. Sure.
Yeah, I pulled on that. I got 2 6 stars, 2 5 star. 33 items, and I still get crap rolls. So
Yeah, right. Yeah.
game's not missing me, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, that's what's going on. But back to Dissidia, Opera Omnia. We got words that there was a gathering at PAX East of Dissidians. The official Twitter account for Dissidia Opera Omnia actually posted a picture of a whole bunch of players, and one of her Twitchers, Fast Cart, was part of that, and apparently they had a lot of fun. Did you see that go by?
Yeah, so PAX East, which is a great gaming convention, video game, Penny Arcade, right?
Yep.
Uh, Gaming convention.
It's the new E3.
Yes. Well, yeah, it's probably bigger than E3 at this point. So booth number, it says both, but booth number 11017. Pick up exclusive buttons. So they had Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia buttons. They're very cute little buttons with Cloud, Yuna, and Warrior of Light. And they must have had like a photo booth because there was a lot of Final Fantasy cosplayers hanging out, and they shared several. The Square Enix Twitter account, which is at Square Enix, and the Dissidia account, which is at Dissidia FFOO, both shared some tweets. And the Square Enix account shared a really nice kind of collage of cosplayers, all different Final Fantasy cosplayers. There's a Zack and a Vincent and an Eris and a Squall, Yuna, Lightning, Noctis. I assume that's Noctis. Tifa and Cloud, all kind of standing there. Some really nice cosplays there too. So, yeah, very cool. Very cool.
I guess that's where you see the difference between when Square gives away, not gives away, but rent, or the word is not, I can't find a real word. Their license, their IP to company like Dina for FFRK, where it, the community involvement has always been sparse, to say the least. And when Square does the game themselves, and you can see at even like PAX how big they make it and how involved they are in meeting the fans and the players. So kudos to Square for that. So
Yeah,
it was
very cool.
maybe we'll try and because I didn't think they would be there, but we'll try and catch them at the next big event and maybe see if we can get some exclusive recordings or something like that. That'd be great.
Yeah, we just had a C2E2 here in Chicago area, so I didn't see anything out of there, but I didn't look real hard either.
Well, see, on Twitch we're being told that the next event is E3. So
E3.
do normal people still get invited to that? Because last time
So E3?
yeah, I think like normal people, isn't it? No, yeah, I haven't been key. I
Yeah, no,
haven't really.
I think you can go to E3, sure.
Oh, I thought only like it
Oh,
was reserved to. Yeah, I'm not well informed on. I
I've
think
never been, so.
I think Penny Arcade getting such great events organized around the players kind of forced everybody else to uh, re rethink how they were doing their exclusive only in
Yeah.
shop owners only and industry people only events. But hey, again, I'm totally talking out of my ass here. I have no idea how E3 is organized. So let's move on. Artifact event came and went. It's over now, so we can stop grinding endless
Yeah.
amounts of the same
Hey,
freaking thing to get the same freaking SP15 poop.
at-
Um,
Attack 64, HP 320, 15 CP. Oh, come on.
So, what was your best artifact? Are you happy with how it turned out? And yeah,
I really, really focused on Squall and Van. Um, yeah, so I ended up with 5C for Squall. I ended up with Max Brave 200. Again, the Max Brave really good. The ability 2 stars really good. The Max attack really good. Max Brave 200 is not max. I think Max Brave was 330. So I didn't get any. I don't think I got one single Max Brave artifact the entire time.
Wow.
So I have a Max Brave plus 200 with Mighty Solid Barrel 2 stars and Mighty Solid Barrel 2 stars with Brave Guard 1 star. Both of those were 5 CP, and those do stack. The
Do they?
passive
That's good.
abilities do stack, so that's good to know. And then Squall has an attack 108, Max Brave 110. Unfortunately, it's 15 CP,
Oh,
so it is usable, but it's not ideal. And I went for the not like I had any better options, but I went for the two mighty barrels because he is much more of a breaker than a DPS guy. So Vaughn has his mighty whirl 1 star, and then a low brave attack 2 star and an attack 108, both five CP. So that's kind of where he ended up. I think I did pretty good for um, Zidane. He has two
Le
10.
Zidane.
Yeah, he has two 108 attack plus 108, both 5 CP. With one has they're both defense 42 plus attack 108. So Zidane's attack is ridiculous, which is kind of funny. But I tried for Yuna, and I don't think I ended up with anything for Yuna. I don't know how many Yuna runs I did, but I don't think poor Yuna ended up with anything. Yeah, Yuna's got rapid speed, I guess 2 star. Brave. Oh, I did get a Bravery Asuda 1 star for 15 CP. So yay, man! I'm not complaining about the artifact event. It was fine, but it's rough. It is a rough RNG nightmare to get like the one artifact you want, or even to get a good artifact at the right CP. So
Yeah, it's kind of weird how and I saw some comment on Reddit that the whole UI thing ain't really helping too. Uh, and you know what kind of frustrate me with the Dissidia Opera Omnia enhancement? It's the whole good, great, excellent thing. I know what they're trying to do, but God, is it frustrating? I'm super happy to see excellent come by, but
oh
it
yeah,
just pisses me off because you're just telling me I just use a
yeah.
useless 5 star or 4 star artifact that I shouldn't have, didn't need to use. So that whole mechanic is really really weird. And I'm gonna say like you, the whole RNG part of the artifact, it's clunky at best. It's really 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 frustrating and grindy to get anything. Um,
Well, I think I don't know how many variables are in the RNG, but I don't think there's any set artifacts, and so I think that's one of the problems.
no, you
So
can
you know
get
your
anything.
yeah, so your good artifact should just be 5 CP, instead of making okay random passive 1, random passive 2, random CP. Because I mean, there's just too many variables in there. Now, it may not be that random. There may be some focused. This is this much, this is that much, but it seemed like it was completely random.
See, on Terra, I got something that I didn't even know was possible. I got an artifact that only had one passive. It was Bravery Meltdown 2 star, no second passive, CP 8.
Well, for your 3 star artifacts, if you used a
Oh.
3 star artifact, that just gave you one ability
Okay,
as opposed to two.
so I probably got that in the very
So that could have been
first.
a yeah.
Okay, so I got that one in the very first multiplayers.
But that's pretty good for a 3 star artifact, though.
Yeah, I guess it was. Now that
Yeah,
you're,
yeah.
but I'm going through my different characters, and yeah, I didn't get anything worth mention. I went strong on Shantoto,
Yeah.
and even though I got some good stuff, Mighty Bio 2 star, Mighty Arrow 2-star. It's all
Oh, that's
12
good.
CP, 10 CP.
Yeah.
So, it was either or. Either you got
Right.
great passives or you got good CP. But getting those 5 CP, I saw some crazy stuff on Twitter and Reddit. People like getting super great passives with 5 CP, but I guess
Hmm.
it's like those draws where you get like 5 star. It always happens to somebody else.
Yeah, no doubt.
So,
Well, yeah, I mean it's obviously it's a nice boost to your existing characters, and it does allow for some more for additional customization. So it's a system I like, but it is, man, it is random. And I did not, I didn't do this casually. I hit this pretty hard, so you know.
but so I guess you might be kind of relieved that it's over now.
Yeah, yeah, I don't feel like I have to, intensely play for half an hour chunks to get 200 to 250
Yeah,
artifacts.
because once you had unlocked these final stages, you had to drill it for half an hour, pop up a book or something and just keep going at it. So you were kind of locked to your phone and making sure that you weren't wasting those tasty, tasty minutes.
Yep.
So now you're right. Something else that came in last week, just before or as we were finishing the podcast, is the Prishe event. Introducing Prishe from Final Fantasy 12.
11.
11. 11? No, 11 was the multiplayer.
Yeah, she's from Final Fantasy 11, the
Really?
multiplayer game. Yeah,
Huh. No, she's from 12. Prishe is from 12.
I
You're confused with.
guarantee
Oh,
guarantee you she is not from
I
12.
am sorry. I was.
I can name you all the characters from 12.
No,
She is
I'm
not one of
sorry. I
them.
had Penelo on my mind for some.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
let's
that's
forget what I
creepy, but
just. Yeah. No. I had.
you should not have Pinello on your mind. That's not age appropriate.
So, Mark, would you like to talk to us about how great Preach is?
Preach right now is a bravery machine. Man, and is she? I think we talked a little bit about her abilities last week. She's got this 5-hit melee brave attack that then changes to the Howling Fist. And then she's got her spinning attack that changes to the backhand blow. I mean, she kind of has this switch ability, and she does fire and wind damage. And I think eventually she'll get, or maybe this is am I in global here? Yeah, fire, holy, and wind damage. So for the event, you fight a 3-headed chimera, and of course it has weakness to holy, fire, and wind depending on the head. So she can do all 3 damage types, but all she does right now is brave. Might have some buffs, like she may self buff here with some of these abilities, but all she doesn't have any HP damage attacks. All she has is brave damage attacks, but she has a crazy high brave, especially in this event because she gets the buff in the event. So I was playing with a what's her name now? I was playing with a Prishe in multiplayer who had a initial brave of like 10,000 max
Wow,
brave.
that's pretty
So
impressive.
now, I mean, that's getting buffed, obviously, and they had her full 35 CP weapon totally upgraded, and they had her armor fully. So I mean, they were all in the Priest
Yeah, they
train.
went all the way.
And they were, I mean, they did not do damage until they got to that 10,000, which I don't necessarily agree with, but yeah, and she does brave damage really quick, especially if you're elemental. So she's pretty good. I mean, I like her. I played a little bit. I'm leveling mine up as we speak here. So, um, you know, I think she will get an HP attack eventually. Oh no, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Her weapon does change. turns brave attack to brave attack plus, and oh no, that just changes her brave attack to brave attack plus, and her HP attack to HP attack plus. Okay. For 5 turns after using spin attack. So that's not a combo ability. That just makes her HP attack better and her normal brave attack better. So that is nice as well. So yeah, I think if you play around with her and you like the character, if you have some connection to the character, it's not a bad character to pull on. I did not, but she also does magic and melee damage. So she's a little bit more versatile than some other heroes. And she uses green crystals, if that's what you're worried about. But yeah, her max brave is really, really high compared to other characters. She's on the higher spectrum of characters max brave without all of her buffs. And obviously she can get them. And if you got artifacts for her, even better.
So on that even draw banner, let's see. There's also King and Mary, aka Waishtola, that are back for some artifacts. So all over, I think people who went there went all the way for Prishe stuff. Fastcar
Yeah.
on Twitch is saying it took him 25,000 gems and 52 tickets before he got Prishe's 35 CP weapon. Says it's his first 35 CP weapon and he pulled it today. Yeah, I haven't had much
Very
luck
nice.
myself getting these precious 35k weapon. I kind of went a couple times for Ferris's and yeah, nothing there. Do you have any on your end?
I do not have any. No, none at all.
So that event is still going on for
Yeah, the boss
6 days.
The boss is a little meaty. He's got this. The Chimera's got this mechanic. It's actually 2 rounds, so that's a little bit nice. It is 2 rounds. So you ended the first round, I think, is Magitech armor, and so that's nothing. So that's just to build up your summon gauge a little bit. I'm seeing mostly a Freet, or if your people are going speed, they're still doing Chocobo, but I'm seeing people mostly bring a Freet because it does have a phase where it's weak to fire, so if you can hit it right, although hitting it right's kind of a pain in the butt. I really haven't seen people use King a lot. I've used Yishatola Mary. I've used her because I have her maxed rank, and I have her weapon. So I have used her. She's not super great, but she's certainly passable in this event. Yeah, obviously if you have Prishe, use Prishe and just make sure you know which phase the monster is, and if you don't know which weakness he has, because he doesn't actually like switch heads, all his heads are there, right? So
there's
if you can't
a different color depending on which head is active.
A different color?
Yeah, the head that's being active, there's a color, like if it's the not the giraffe, but the giraffe. Not the lion, not the wow, I have the brain of a moron today. I'm sorry. Let's see. Okay, so if it's the let's see. Yeah, basically, okay, there's the goat, the lion, and the dragon. Depending on which one is active, there's going to be a red, blue, or white, or yellow color that, around their head. They'll let you know which head is actually active. So.
Oh, that is nice. I did not realize that. You can also just like hold down on the monster, and it pops up a little information bar. So it's like your scan ability.
Yeah, these are always super useful, especially if you're like us and don't really read up too much before the fight. So.
No, so you can do that in combat too. Yeah. Before the match and after or during the match.
Is it? Yeah. I didn't have time to get too far in that one for multiple good and especially bad reasons. But is it like the previous event where the quest level 50 is a bit harder than the 71 on co-op, or is it balanced better?
No, I think 70 is harder than 50 on this one. Yeah. Yeah, I
All
think
right.
yeah, the 7 it's just a grind. And I've done it in some times where we have lost. So depending on who was with
Sorry.
me. So, yeah. Yeah, so it's he's just got a lot of HP.
I
Just a
know
real
that
tough boss, meaty boss.
on 40, I'm I didn't take my best characters, and I kind of ran out of ability uses
Yeah, yeah, it's so
before I
high
got to
HP.
the end. So,
Yeah. But yeah, it's doable. Like I said, I brought Yushitola. She's fine. Yeah, she works.
all right,
Stone and then buff, buff, buff. Brave battery.
all
I mean,
right. There's a new event, but before we get into that, there's a new World of Illusions, the one that replaced the artifacts, and the focus this week around, or this couple of days around, is on Ramuh. Ramuh. What
Rama.
level is your Ramuh right now?
I am at level 18.
Ah, jeez. I stopped trying to follow you. It's useless. I don't know how you
Yeah,
do it.
I am. I need 500 sparks and 75 spark matters, animatite and spark matters. And I've got plenty of spark cores, and I've got all the spark omnias. So yeah, I should hit 20 pretty easily. Rama's not he's not the best summon in this game, to be honest. His blessing is, I mean, it may come in handy at some point. His blessing raises defense by 35. Well, it will be 45%. Raises blessing by 45% when HP is less than 50%. Yeah, so that's not the best blessing that we have. So, uh, 2,500 Brave obviously is on par with everybody else. Shiva and Ifrit are both 2,500 Brave. Now, he does do lightning damage, lightning brave damage, and he grants the party lightning damage. So during the summon, so yeah, using him on lightning bosses obviously is going to come into handy, or come in handy. But his blessing, I still think Afreet's blessing is so much better than most of them. Although Shiva's blessing is obviously really cool towards the end of the game. So, but I don't think you're going to see a lot of people using Rama unless it's a lightning weak boss.
Yeah, I mean, the whole defense boost is not really all of that useful, especially in it you spend most of the battle over 50% HP. I mean, once you start getting
Yeah,
below that, it's really downhill from there. So,
yeah,
uh,
things are not going well if you're under 50% HP.
so
Now, if it was, brave, then maybe, but even then, defense is at this point. Like I said, there may be a time that's going to be super important.
but
Right
that
now,
time is not
not
now.
so much. But the World of Illusions boss ain't no joke.
No, he's
The Kraken.
actually, if you compare it to Shiva, the
Yeah,
dragon, which you could auto pretty easily. The Kraken with that weird fetish red ball in his mouth, that's bugging me. I've been meaning to talk about that. There's some serious design
is
flaw right there. But
what's going on with the Kraken now? Yeah, he does have like a weird.
it's not a pacifier. It really looks like that. That big red ball. Yeah, I shouldn't. Yeah, let's.
I hear what you're saying. You notice these things with these bosses a lot more than I do. I can't say I've been paying too much attention to the artwork, but yeah, that's weird. That is weird. I don't.
That's all you're going to see now.
That is really,
I
yeah,
ruined it
that's
for
really
you.
strange. Thank
So,
you.
yeah,
Yeah, I've been able to auto battle the 60 difficulty, so the one that you need to farm, the quest level 60 Trials of Ramuh Part 6. I have been able to auto battle it, but with my decent characters. So, I've tried to take characters I'm leveling that's not gone that well. So I've had to use if I'm just not paying attention and I want to auto battle it, I've really had to use my best character. So that was not the case with Shiva, and I don't recall if that was the case with Ifrit. I don't believe so. So I would say slightly more difficult than our previous, but I was able to master the EX version. Although I will say this, did you notice? For the EX, there's score bonuses. So there's missions. There's an event mission that gives you bonuses depending on the score you get in the EX trial. And you know what the top prizes for this event are? They're Dissidia points.
well,
Because I need Dissidia points like I need a hole in my head. Yeah. So
well,
yeah, obtain 20,000 or 200,000, 220,000, 240,000, or 24,000. What I'm mixing up. 20,000, 22,000, 24,000, and you get 100 Dissidia points each. So let me those extra. So I've gotten only 20,000. That's why I bring this up. I've only done that level once. I got 20,000 points. But, so I could do it again and probably get more points. But why am I going to take the time to get 200 more Dissidia points when I'm going to I'm going to get 4,000 gil? Oh yeah, so that 4,000 gil is going to really make a dent in my 1.6 million. Thanks.
yeah, I guess you make a good point there.
Wow. Now, eventually, Dissidia points will do more, but right now,
Well,
I got my cycle quests, I got my stamina potions, and I still have plenty of.
They added the potions. Did you get all
Yeah.
of your Kefka emotes?
I did. Believe me, I have four. I have 0 stock potions. I've got 4 potions in the queue here. I got 0 stock cycle quest keys. I got 25 of those laying around. I have no other things in the exchange except gil, and I've got plenty of gil, and I have 950 Dissidia points. Without that extra 200 that I could easily get if I played that level again.
All right. So you're saying you can auto that. What's your party?
Well, the 60.
Yeah, the
I've
60.
not auto battled this. So my main group is my main team. The A team.
What's your A team?
Is Squall, Vaughn, and Zidane.
Okay.
If I'm auto battling with those are my best 3 auto battlers at the moment. They all have fully limit broken weapons, the 15 CP weapons.
And by that fully limit broken, you mean they're 6-star, they're blue?
Yes.
Okay.
Fully max level. I also have Yuna. She's the 4th person that I have with a fully limit broke weapon, 6-star weapon. But she is not as good at auto battling. She's better bringing her in and using her abilities. So those are kind of my 4 top characters at the moment, because they have the 4 best weapons right now. So, but yeah, using Squall, Van, and Zidane, I can auto battle that.
All right. Do you pause to use your summon at
if
Kraken?
If I'm paying attention, sure, I'll stop and beat the Kraken easily.
Okay. But even without the summon, you can go.
Yeah, even without the summon, it's been consistently beating it. Yeah. Well, it just takes a while. It just takes a while.
Yeah. Well, once you mastered or complete the whole thing, it can take as long as you want. It doesn't really change anything.
Yeah.
So, well, that's
unless you're using. I mean, obviously, if you're using a treasure book, you want to try to be.
Yeah.
But it is. it is kind of a lengthy battle, so I have not been using any treasure books. Not that I have many. I used most of my treasure books previously. So I don't even know how many support items I got. Oh, I have two 1-in-1. So I got 2 books of treasure, 1 book of fortune, 1 book of training. So there you go. There you go. I have not been conservative with my books. I've been using my books.
Well, that artifact event took the best out of you, so.
It did. It did.
So, we...
Oh, speaking of that, I did just see on the pop-up screen, there is a Final Fantasy Portal app. If our listeners don't know, Final Fantasy Portal is an app that's so amazing that in the many years we've known about it, we've never downloaded it.
Yeah,
But
I did
thankfully
once, then I got rid of it.
Thankfully for us, many other people have downloaded it, and there is an event, a crossover event, so the more points that we get on the Final Fantasy Portal app, the more prizes we will get. And I believe one of the prizes is 5 relics of all knowledge, so that'll be really nice. So if you have the Portal app, please spend all of your free time getting points so we can have free things.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely take 5 free Relic of All Knowledge, and depending on... they added like a 4th mysterious tier for an unknown amount of points. We're going to get an unknown reward.
Yeah, hopefully it's armor points or power stones. Is that what they're called? We had a whole thing on this the other day, and now I don't remember what they're called.
Let me tell you real quick. They are called Power Stones. There we go.
Power stones. No, unfortunately, you know what it's going to be? 1,000 Dissidia points.
I was gonna say the same thing.
So
1,000. You're funny. Like 100
yes,
Dissidia
thank you,
points.
Square. Thank you for all those Dissidia points. Thank you.
If at least it didn't cap at 1,000, you'd be able to pile them on for
Oh
the
yeah,
day to
right.
become
Yeah,
useful.
I mean, at least change it, or I don't know, have other things on there, like besides Gil. I mean, I don't have a problem with Gil, and early on in the game, I certainly needed Gil, but
You're
like
past that.
I'm literally sitting on 1.6 million Gil. I think I'll be okay for a while till I get that first 35 CP weapon that I need to level up, but still.
Well, even at that point, I don't think money is going to be your issue. It's probably going to be materials.
Oh, and I got 25 Psycho Quest keys, so if money's my issue, I can fix that pretty quickly, right? So
Right. Oh boy. Moving on, we had some conversations with some fans in the last couple of weeks about the fact that we were kind of rough with certain characters because we were. I know one of the mistakes I make is that I focus a little too much on the Japanese meta and the Japanese because they're like a year ahead of us. We're focusing on what the characters are going to be versus what they are today.
yes.
And one thing I think you wanted to bring and talk about is, do you need the best characters today, and how to deal with the fact that some of them are going to lose value real quick as the game progresses.
Yeah. Well, first we need to say that
we love Tidus. I mean,
he's a
cool guy.
So to be fair, we do not rate the characters based on who we like and who we don't like, because I hate Fan. I think it's well documented that I do not like Fan at all, and I have gone many times and said in the game he is very good. Titus right now, Titus, because I hate saying Titus right now is probably the best character in the game right now. And I like Titus. He's not my favorite character in Final Fantasy X, but I love Final Fantasy X, and I love all of the characters in that game.
Waka waka.
Yeah, so except for Waka. Anyway, so I think the first thing you have to know is that, regardless, we're probably going to poke fun at some of our favorite things. Doesn't mean we don't love them. Doesn't mean we hate them. We just try to be a little bit light on this. That being said, we won't try to, if I say I don't like Van and you do like Van, that doesn't mean I hate you as a person. I think we just need to establish that. I love Final Fantasy 12. I love many things about it. Van's not my favorite protagonist in all of the Final Fantasy series. Now, I was an adult when it came out, right? So now if I was a little kid, I'd probably thought Van was great. It's just how it goes. Anyway, try not to poke too much fun at them, but try to be light about it. Anyway, so the real question, the game mechanic question is, how important is it? Maybe yes, to look at where the characters are going, but right now in the current game, how important is it to have a fully upgraded 35 CP, whatever the new 35 CP character is? Rams is coming out here next week, maybe 1 week, 2 weeks, and so he's really good. But how important is it? And so this kind of gets to my question of, do you really need that character? Do you really need? So I saw a whole bunch of people go all in with Titus. Now, if you like Titus is great right now. He's going to be great for a long time. I don't see any problem with that. That's fine. If you like Prishe, she's a great character. You like Ramuh, she's a great character. I mean, he's a great character. That wasn't intentional. Although there's a thing with this new event that we need to talk about with that. But anyway, if you're just going for the character because you think it's the best character, and you have all the money in the world and you can pull as much as you want, fine, then great. But if you're trying to be conservative, if you're trying to not spend too much money or no money, if you're a free-to-play player, and we support, I encourage people to support the games they play, but I also like that these are free-to-play games. I think you have to say, okay, do I really need these characters? Do I really need to spend all these gems to get these one or two characters? Because guess what? I don't have them right now, and I can beat all the content. And that's where I'm getting.
Yeah, but a counterpoint here would be that I've seen a lot of people since the game started not pulling on anything because they're keeping all of their gems for Ramza, and once he's available, they're going to be losing their shit all over the drive, and they've been keeping their books, and they've been keeping their keys, and you know what? I might be hit by a bus tomorrow, and all of that stuff is going to remain unused. And while that is a very, it's a limit. I mean, it's a little bit crazy. But my point is, we play these games and we like them because we're nostalgic little geeks, and I believe it's a total normal reaction to, to go all in when our favorite characters appear and we get to use them all around. So of course you're always going to have these min-max people who are going to say, well, if you pull on this guy, except Saz, because he's really low in the meta. And,
pretty.
But any
much
character that you like, if you want to use him, he makes you feel good and he makes you want to play the game, then please, by all means, go all in. But if you do this and there's no fun into it, but it's just because it's the right thing to do for the meta, because he's going to give you that 5% more damage, and this is where you lose me. This is where it gets ridiculous in terms of playing a game.
I'm not saying that you should do that. What I'm saying is, if your purpose for, pulling on Prishe is to get, the best character right now, that may not be a good purpose because you probably don't need her right now, right? And I'm not, pull on, we talked about pull strategies, and I think it's probably good to have a kind of a balanced pull strategy as opposed to, right, you said some people may have saved. I've seen people on Reddit, I've got 97,000, 100,000 gems for Ramza, and guess what? You can spend 100,000 gems on that event and not get one of his 35 CP
Oh,
weapons.
that'd be just sad.
And so, that's part of the RNG nature of the game. Now, you're very likely to with 100,000 gems. I think I think it's around 75,000 that you need to really, kind of pull you over the statistical edge there. But I just, as soon as Titus hit, and I know Titus is a very well-liked character, but as soon as Titus hit, my whole feed was up with max 6-star 35 CP weapon Tituses. And as soon as Prishe hit, my whole feed was, as soon as Aiko hit.
Yeah, I was going to say Aiko. It's something you mentioned back when our event was going, that within hours, I think you said like 9 or 10 hours, you had a fully limit broke Aiko at level 50, and so.
So I mean, I think my encouragement is, yeah, obviously there are some people that are spending a lot of money and pulling on everything, and God bless them. We want those kind of people if they can afford it and they're not,
yeah, please
selling
remember
drugs on
to
the street.
pay your mortgage and eat and
Yeah, if that's within your reason, then we want those kind of people that help support the game. But if you're just kind of chasing the new hero of the week, realize that there will be a diminishing return with some of these characters. That being said, we have a lot of good characters right now that are going to go a long way. And again, like I said, man, if you went all in on Titus, if you're going in on Prishe, they're great characters. They're going to last a long time. Yeah, they're going to get dwarfed by some other characters that come out eventually, but you're not hurting yourself at this point. But I think my one thing is, am I pulling for things because now the content is harder? And what I mean by that is there will be 100 level difficulty content. And the characters that we have now probably aren't going to be good enough for that, but the characters we have now are good enough for the content that we have. So you don't necessarily need the 35 CP weapons yet. So if you want to be conservative on them, because we're getting them earlier than Japan got them. Japan didn't get 35 CP weapons until Ramza. So the game right now is not anticipating us having these things. So the challenges are a little bit easy. And as we've talked about before, the game is designed for, I brought Yashitola in for the last one. You could potentially use Yang for this new event. My Yang is not leveled up, unfortunately. My Yang and Pinello are not leveled up. I have both their weapons, though. So, but yeah, you could definitely use Yang for this current co-op. So, I mean, the game is set up to kind of encourage you to have a nice variety of characters, too.
Would you say that bringing the level 35 characters to the 35 CP weapons as early as they did was a mistake in global?
No, I don't think it's hurt anything. I think it's created some excitement about the game, so I think it's a good thing. And like I said, Titus is going to be really good for a long time because of that. And I mean, like I said, I played around with him. He's really good. So if you got on that train, I think you should be real happy.
and what do you do with your armor tokens right now? Are you spending them as soon as you get like 5 of them, or keeping them, or?
Yeah, no, I've spent them because I only have 2 of Von's armor. So I've not been grinding co-op. That's the other thing.
Do you do it like once and then you're out, or?
Yeah, I've gotten the 1 armor token for each of the events. Basically, I've gotten to that level. I may have gotten, depending on the event, may have gotten up to the first 2 armor token. Here's my problem. I have a fairly busy life and a fairly busy house, and I definitely can't play this at work. So if I'm playing this game, it's usually in the background. I'm usually not spending intentional time. And for co-op, you really have to be spending intentional time. And so I can do it for short periods of time, but to sit and spend 3 hours focused on it, I just can't do that. So it's probably just not going to happen for me. So it's going to be a long haul to get these armors, but
But are they all of are like I know for the events you get like for Ico, Ferris, and all of that you'll get two
yeah.
armors. But would you say they're really worth it in terms of? I'm sorry, I'm just gonna chase my stupid cats that are making a whole lot of noise. All right, would you say they're really the armors are really useful? Do they make really a difference, the 5-star armor, besides giving you more CP?
Yeah, well, yeah, the CP is the big thing. Sure.
So that's what
Yeah.
you use it for, especially with the artifacts where you got a couple of
Yeah,
8 and
so
10 CP abilities.
so the if you have the 4-star armor fully upgraded, it's 40 CP.
Okay.
So it gives you 40 CP. So a 5-star armor that started as 4-star is better than a 5-star natural armor, just one copy of it. Because I think you start out with I don't know what the other armors start out with here. 36 maybe. Let me go to armor. I can tell you here in a second.
It's 35 CP for the 5-star armor.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So they start out 35 CP. If you have two of them, it's 46 CP.
Okay.
So two of the 5-star armors is better than four of the 4-star armors, which is nice. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be using your and I wouldn't be using your again your armor tokens unless you're even if you are grinding on all events. And again, I've seen this. Yeah, every time we get a new event, I see people, with Ico's armor at 6-star, at Titus's armor at 6-star, Prishe's armor at 6-star. Well, you're kind of putting all your eggs in that basket, so
Well, I think
if you're going to do that, be mindful.
I think once people get a 6-star weapon, they figure, you
Yeah,
know what, might as well go all in. Might
sure.
as well just invest everything because that weapon is going to make that character so much more useful and so much more powerful. You might as well have all the CP you can to back it up. So it's not a bad strategy per se. At least that's, what I believe. Um, See, right now I only have one 6-star weapon, and it's Shentoro, and I just
Hmm.
noticed that she has a uh, 4-star armor that I've broken once, and I'm actually considering investing my 8 armor tokens. Well, once I hit. Oh, do we have a? Oh yeah, we don't. Yeah, I'm stupid. We don't have any armor for her yet, so I guess that's as good as it'll be.
Yeah, Sean Toto, you got two of her armor, didn't you? For free
No, she
with the event?
was no. It was not a Shantotto event.
Oh, she's
She,
a
she's a
yeah, she's a
normal.
chapter character. Right,
Yeah.
she's a chapter character. Right, right, right.
So, but yeah, I mean for Titus and everything else, I figure if you're lucky enough to draw 4 of these suckers, you might as well go all in and use these characters. I mean, I'm fairly sure
Yeah,
if you had received you already have 4 of Squall's sword and all of that.
yeah.
So I guess it is an incentive to go all in, and especially with how you use these characters. No.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just a matter of your play style. I think if you're a person that is grinding the multiplayer to 1,000,000 points and getting 5 every single week,
Yeah.
then you should probably be a little bit more free with your armor tokens. So, unless you're a player like me who's probably not going to be doing that just for time constraints, then I do have to be a little bit more predictive and a little bit more protective. Yeah, but I've used mine on ban, and I'll probably continue to use mine on ban to max him out. And
Well, forget time constraint. It's sanity constraint because
Well, yeah, to be
running these
fair.
suckers 2 million points. Wow. I mean, the only way I think it's possible to do this is for the folks that are like on what's it called? It's Discord, and they're pre-organized groups that run it
Yeah.
together a few times where you have actually powerful groups. But right now, the groups I'm getting into, it's like a coin toss. We lose one, we win one.
No
So
doubt. No doubt.
getting to two
Yeah.
million, I would
It's a
much
grind.
rather salt my wounds than do this.
Yeah.
Um, we talk about 4-star armor, and that was the question of the week I wanted to bring. I'm piling my 4-star weapons right now because I'm not too sure what to do with them, and I wanted to know, what do you do with your 4-star weapon? Do you keep
Yes.
them? Do you sell them? Do you shard them? Do you?
I I have done nothing with any of my 4-star weapons. I literally, when you ask that question, I'm like, oh yeah, I have not done anything with my 4-star weapons. Now I have a few that are max.
Yeah, I mean, I'll break them if I get more than one copy of something, but I won't level them. I won't do anything. But I'm
So they are not better. A fully limit broke max level 4-star weapon into a 5 is really no better than a regular 5-star weapon. Maybe I know I've run the numbers at some point. Maybe if you're in an event where there's synergy for that weapon, slightly better, but general case, the 5-star weapons are going to be better. So there's not really a point in keeping them for usability. It's better to have a nice variety of level 25-star weapons around than a whole bunch of maxed out 4-star weapons. The only reason I can see to hold on to them is for limit breaking to learn those passives.
do you know what are the CPs on these passive once you learn them? Because if it's like 15, because again, my best example here would
You know,
be
I don't know, but I will look and see if I can.
for Shentoto. She once I got the weapon to 6-star, I learned the passive wicked laugh, which is great. Until you realize that this freaking thing takes 20 CP power. So
Oh,
to
okay. So
so I would
according according to Dissidia database, so Cloud's Bustard Sword gives you attack 36. So that's a pretty good. That's a normal stat increase, and it costs 2 CP.
oh, that's pretty decent.
So, but not all of them are the same. So, what did I just see here? Yeah, Zaz's Vega raises HP by 340, and I'm sure that's 2 CP too.
Yeah, it
I'm not.
seems to be 2 CP. So
I'm not going to go out of my way to get that. I mean, for 2 CP, it's good. So I think it's probably worth keeping them if they're for characters that you use.
because once you get them all up to you break them 3 times, you level it up, you learn the
Yeah.
passive, you can sell them for power stones, right?
The 4-star?
Well, because they become 5-star, don't
Oh,
they?
that I don't know.
Yeah, I believe, if it's fully limit broken and fully leveled up. Oh, on Twitch, we're being told by a fast card that they do not sell for.
Yeah, I would not think so because they're not actually 5-star weapons.
Well, that would have been great. So I
That
guess.
that would have been super great. I would have been leveling a whole bunch of weapons right
Okay,
now.
so fully leveled up 4-star do not sell for power stones. There goes that strategy I was hoping to.
So basically, the reason to keep them is to just
Passive.
to get 4 of them and to get that extra ability. mastered basically. So,
But if you draw like crazy and you're running out of inventory space, just chuck those suckers away and.
well, yeah, use them to level up other gear.
Alright, that's fair enough. Do you want to do some draws before we talk about Ferris real quick, or do you want to talk about Ferris?
Are you going to do some draws?
Yeah, I kind of
Woohoo!
went crazy a bit on Ferris. I really like her character. Let's do some draws real quick. I've got
So,
tickets to spare, so.
so as you're drawing on Ferris and maybe getting the Dirk, uh, have you played through her story yet?
I did.
Yeah,
It's really,
I
really
I
weird.
I missed the part where she was pretending. Now, I mean, I know in the actual game, yes, but in this game story, they find her beached, right? They find her unconscious, and Zidane is going to give her mouth to mouth, and she wakes up. And I did not get the impression that she was passing herself off as a man.
Well, she said if you need another fella,
Okay.
that was the line. But even though I guess even though what we're seeing, she's clearly not a man. What
Well,
we're seeing, but
so in Final Fantasy V, she did pass herself off for a man
no, I know that.
as a pirate.
But
But yeah, no, I never got the sense that she was passing herself off as a man. And then they made a whole thing about it in like the final story. Like, oh, I'm a woman. Oh, and Zidane's like, yeah, of course you're a woman. And I was like, was Zidane like, yeah, was that a question we're having? And then Cloud makes a comment, yeah, we've all been there. Like, yeah, Cloud, we know you wore a dress that one time. And I love the little video because like Zaz is like, oh, you kids with your
cross
gender
dressing.
your gender identities and you kids. So I kind of felt like Zaz is like, I'm not sure what's even happening with this storyline. Who cares? Let's just go kill monsters, right? there's plenty of women, men, other gendered creatures in this game. Why are we making the thing about it? But so it goes. So
But
did you pull anything? That's the question.
no, I've only got like two 4-star and a whole bunch of crap right now. Um, but yeah, let me do a multi-draw on that one real quick. All right, let's see. 5,000 gems away. Um, and I got something I already had. 15. Yeah, I'm not gonna get any freaking 35 CP weapon tonight. So
I think I might be sitting on a bunch of tickets.
yeah, I just
I
spent
don't
like
know.
15 of them, and nothing good came out of that.
Oh
So
yeah, I got 42. I'll pop a couple. I don't think I'm gonna get anything, but no.
um. Fastcard has an interesting theory about Ferris and about why what we're seeing
Captain
is
Decker.
kind of weird. He says, "I bet in the Japanese version she uses the male version of I, as in
Ah,
myself. So maybe it kind of made
there you go.
sense and it got lost in the translation." So let's talk about Ferris real quick, which I already have at level 32.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've not leveled mine yet, so talk about Ferris.
so she's a nice character. She's got two great abilities, which I'm trying to get right now, and I'm just one.
She's a
So she's got Water
buffer.
Whirl. What were you gonna say?
She is she a
A whirl.
yeah, I know. I'm just trying to think of what kind of what kind of category of character she is.
Um, she
I'll tell you in a
is
second.
a. All right, where are you? Here it is.
Yeah, she's a debuffer.
Yeah,
that's
there we go.
that's the word I was looking for. She's a debuffer. She can cause status effects, poison, attack down, defense down, and she has an ability that increases her chance to land those. Yeah.
Basically, she has a water whirl that's a water for it melee bravery attack. It will 3 turns enfeeblement up, and she masters it after 2 uses, and then that becomes a more powerful attack. And she's got cannon fire, a ranged bravery attack that has a low chance of poison, attack down 1, defense down 1 for 3 turns, and that also gets a mastery after 2 uses, which then the debuff goes from a low chance to a fair chance once it's mastered. Yeah. So it's pretty good, pretty decent. But again, no HP attack, so she's good to kind of like Prishe. She's good to brave it up, but then she doesn't do anything too exciting with that.
Well, yeah, she's a debuff character, so the point is to make her debuff through enfeeblement up or through the fair chance, low chance to fair chance to do those debuffs. So, and I think her gear makes those debuffs. Yeah, cannon fire's potency and allow it to be mastered after 1 use. Increase the potency of poison, attack down, defense down, extends their duration. Oh, to 8 turns. Wow. And raises their success rate. So, her 35C.
Pretty good.
And the Assassin's Dagger, so if you have the Assassin's Dagger and the Dirk, she really is a good debuff machine. I think she's rated a little bit lower after the Japanese buffs, but she's got that's her thing. So if you're looking for a character that's all about debuffing, that's really her catch-all. So that's cool.
Pretty decent.
Yeah.
And did you had a chance to catch the co-op yet?
I have not done the 70. I've gone up into that point. So for this co-op, the boss is a Lamia. How do you say that?
Lamia?
Lamia. Is there an N in that? Yeah, Lamia. Queen. Interestingly enough, I heard that the regular Lamias we fight only can entrance, or whatever ability she has here. What's it called? Let me get the actual thing.
It's charm.
Charm. Magical allure.
Oh, there we go.
Inflicts charm. It inflicts charm, but it's called magical allure. The regular Lamias that you fight only can affect male characters.
Yep.
But the Lamia Queen can affect both male and female characters, and it's a really annoying ability. Basically, charm makes it so you can't do anything. It basically steals a turn from you. Yeah, it steals a turn from you. It's super annoying. And so her charm, she has 2 mankins by her side, and she has an ability that she can use very consistently to revive them after they die. She has one ability that allows her to revive one with 25% of its HP, and one that allows them to do full HP and ally and buff her allies. And the problem comes in this particular battle is her allies are Penelo and Zaz, so they are buffers. So their entire job is to buff her. And so she keeps bringing them back from the dead, and they keep buffing her, and it is a pain in the butt battle. So I've not done it in the co-op. We'll see how bad it is. But I did the difficulty 50 one, and I beat it. But, man, it was kind of a pain in the butt to juggle these 2 buffers who weren't doing any damage to you, but were buffing her, and you certainly don't want her speed attack, boost, all that kind of crazy haste, attack up. Regen, man, you do not want her to have regen on her. Because she gains way too much HP at the end of the battle. So kill Penelo. That's what I'm really saying. Kill Penelo quickly. Yeah, it was kind of a pain. So it'll be interesting to get into the co-op and see how that goes. So our co-op characters are Preesh,
And Yang.
Yang, and Pinello. I'm not sure Pinello's a viable option to bring, although we'll see. She is a buffer. She does have haste and attack up. But I think Yang's potential with his boost, if you have his weapon, with the boost of him and the boost of his weapon, he's probably somewhat viable to bring to this. But certainly Titus and certainly Ferris and whatever else. I think Ferris with her debuffs, maybe Beltier with his steel, buff steel. Yeah, to get rid of the buffs if you're not going to try to get rid of the mankins on time. They're pretty easy to kill, but still you got to be on top of them.
Well, plus they keep coming back, so.
Yeah, no, right. So they're going to land one or two.
They're kind of super annoying, and even at a lower level, it's kind of funny because you kill them, and the only thing she keeps doing is bringing them back, and then you kill them. So she
Yeah.
doesn't really land an attack on you on
Well,
those
right.
earlier battles.
As long as you kill them,
Yeah, well,
she will kind of default to raise. Yeah. So
so
I think she'll switch from attacking you to
yep.
raising one of her allies. So
As soon
you can
as
kind of get her. You could probably paralyze lock her. You might see a whole bunch of teams with clouds. So trying to just stun lock her so she's not really doing anything. So it'll be interesting to see where it all goes.
yep.
Tell us.
All
Send
right.
us a tweet. Show us your team.
Yeah, let us know how you beat this thing. So, question for next week is going to be, who are you saving for? Which kind of goes back to the little discussion we had before. And again, please let us know who you are saving for on Facebook, Twitter, or at kupo at tccpodcast.com, which is our super great website. The Twitter account is FFTCC Podcast. Facebook, you can just search for the Crystal Chronicles. You'll find us there. Again, sorry for the late show, 24 hours late. That's my fault. Got something that came up and I had to move it a little bit. But yeah, I believe that that's going to be it for us for this week. Hopefully you like what's going on with the events. Do we know if it's going to be Ramza for sure next week?
Well, Ranza's next in the queue, so if we had that one time we skipped a week because I think we got the new characters for the new chapter. So
Yep.
I think we'll probably end up with a new chapter and then 3 weeks of special events, new chapter, 3 weeks of special events. So I believe we are on task for Ramza next week.
According to DissidiaDB.com, the Hero of Evilis event starts in 5 days, 23 hours, 32 minutes, and 43 seconds as of the moment I say this. So we should be right in Ramza when we do our next episode. So
There we go.
there we go. Well, thank you folks for being with us. Thank you for listening. If you want to join us live, we usually record on Twitch on Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Eastern. Actually, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time. So join us there or listen to us on your favorite podcasting application or Spotify. Again, if you want to bring something up, it's kupo at tccpodcast.com or Twitter, Facebook, all of that. The links are all on our website. Thank you for being there, and we'll see you next week. Thanks. See ya.